Welcome everybody to the second day of May content here with my channel. So today we're basically going to do a bit of a, I guess you could call it a pilot season for our Cornellverse, as I had a poll and what's ended up winning out, as it seems like there's no real movement the last little bit. So I'm okay with doing a video on it. If something turns out and takes over the lead, then oh well, maybe I'll do a video on whichever ends up winning. But despite that, what we're actually doing here is, as we pull up the actual TEW here, is so the actual what happened was basically anything that's not EML in Mexico, any of the big three in the US, or not CWA in Canada. So let's begin. So the first option is Canada, and the problem with ACPW is I'm not great at booking intergender stuff. I'm kind of meh with it, and also ACPW is a very purely just spot based company, which I'm just not that into. So, nothing against it, but nothing I've been able to get into. And with Mexico, there is something interesting with doing basically Ollie and trying to bring it back up, but I've done it before in a personal game, so it's something I've not really done yet. Email could be fun, or CILL, but that's something I might do again later, but I'm not super into it, unfortunately. That brings us back to the US. So one thing is this sort of is default data plus some other stuff I've thrown here. So there's some stuff that I'm just going to look past. So we got Baltimore Wild, which is one of the companies. The positive of this is that I would be starting from scratch, but the negative is it's sort of just a random company. Coastal Zone, and Coastal Zone's something everybody's done a Coastal Zone game if they've done a Cornellverse game. So that's the thing, and honestly, there hasn't been at least if CZW is basically kind of like PWG, it hasn't turned over enough. If you look at PWG show in 2010, basically everybody on that roster is either out of wrestling or in one of the big companies. Meanwhile, half people from 2010 are still here, which again, not the worst thing. And if you're into it, great. But I don't know. If I would do a Coastal Zone save, I would do something where you were limited to basically nobody who has won a Coastal Zone title or anything like that, wacky like that. Freedom's interesting as you're dealing with not a whole ton of money, being stuck in Puerto Rico, Puerto Rican power and other fun stuff like that. But that's maybe a possibility. Let's see here. GSW and IPW first. What's his name? Eisenverse over on the GWS Force does way too good version of this. Cal, again, it's maybe something wacky. Mid-Atlantic could be interesting, and, just to sort of do it, and also the fact you're working as TCW's sort of undercard. Development Terry could be fun. New York City, I mean, it is what it is it's interesting, if you try to book it, but I don't know how entertaining it is. Pittsburgh Steel it could be fun, because the fun stuff is, there's actually a lot of great workers in sort of a hardcore company. So do you move more towards the regular workers or throw it away? Queens American Wrestling is interesting because it's a women's division, but it's not one of the big ones. Then we have Return to the Islands, which is another one with owner. I might have to change that, maybe making an owner. And then I have a couple of ones where yeah. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do Queens of American Wrestling, because it is a women's fed, but it's not something where it's weekly TV. It's something where there's fun characters, without it being a whole bunch of angles and stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do here, is I'm going to take over as the booker, and here we go. And with this specifically, I'm going to do all the booking on screen, just because I don't do that with this other series, so that could be something fun to do. So let's get rolling. Yes. All right, so let's start with the basics. Queens American Wrestling is, let's go to its product. Where are you, product? Yeah. So it is, it's basically, it's episodic Lucha Libre. So, Lucha de Puesta is a big deal, match versus hair versus hair, fun stuff like that. Events will be 85-15, so either 70-30 or 100-0. 40-60 in-ring popularity. Lucha-based style is easy on the workers. No extreme. Less than 15 minutes will unable to achieve world-class scores. Eye candy match will get mildly penalized. Hardcore mildly penalized. Death matches severely penalized. User setups penalized. Yeah. All workers need a gimmick. Need a lot of ongoing storylines. When match starts storytelling. When match starting at high spots. Very attractive to high sponsors. And comedy based gimmicks can be used by stars or major stars. And yeah, same thing. Lucha post match is a big deal. So somebody being four stars masked or shaved bald is a big deal as well, especially because it's a women's fest. Facial divide exists, but it isn't enforced. I'm going to make this loosely enforced, just because I want like some limits on here. Um, so then next up, let's look at our size. So right now we're at a 29 in the mid south, and we get up to a 35. Everything else really doesn't matter. Event wise, we have. Ooh, wait. I could have sworn. Huh. Okay, this is something I may have to do where I go in and change the events because, like, yeah, like I know I have QAW events in here. Yeah, you either have this one or you have this one, so I'll use this one anyway. Um, sorry, that was just weird that it's not popping up. I'll have to like mess with see what the files are doing. Anyway, um, I'm sure we'll have some owner goals coming up soon. So what I'll do first is we only have 40,000, so we'll have to see what the first show is. But merchandise, as always, like this is something you should always do in whatever game you're running is get that merchandise running. Like unless you're like losing tons of money, it's worth it just to do it. So storyline size. I don't think there's a there's nobody in medical. We don't have a figurehead, and we don't need one. So let's see here. Chemistry, creative. Well, yeah, actually, let's just look at creative, and then we can go from there. So, franchise players is Danielle Sweetheart. I mean, yeah, she's awesome. Great psychology, good brawler, great sex appeal, good star quality, decent on the mic. Well, I mean, really good for this level. So there you go. Um, then we have Elena America, who's almost 30. Will probably get stolen soon enough. Like not the best worker, but okay. Okay, charisma, but like star quality 91, sex appeal 96, like basic 78, really good stuff. Highly moral, better as a baby face, so interesting. So that's our friendship players. Next big things, we got Felicia Luck, who is promising young worker, first ever graduate from the Mid Atlantic Boot Camp, who's a woman. Only 1 year experience, so there you go. Only what is she? Yeah, 20. So yeah, okay, okay brawler, needs work on psychology, meh microphone, okay, but like yeah. And then Honey Badger, she's interesting. She's like again fairly new, and yeah, decent stats, good reputation. But yeah, she's somebody one half the tag champion, so she should be interesting. Hot prospects, we got Pinky Perez, who's one of the best luchadors in the world. Also works for CILL. Good aerial, good flashiness. 75 star quality. Really solid undercard worker. Darkness Cat is a little older, but yeah, also works at CILL. Really flashy, decent, okay psych. Well, no, actually bad psych. Sorry. Mid star quality. So decent mid card folk. Felicia Luck, we went over. Sonia Shah, who's really young, only 23, so not that much experience, but could be something. And then Lily Snyder, who's of course half of Anderson and Snyder, so we'll get to them in a minute. Talk to Talk is of course Commissioner Baum, for Hestek, who are two legends, Pinky Perez, Foxy LaRue, who's great, really veteran, somebody else who might get eventually picked up by one of the big companies with women's divisions, good brawler, great star quality, good charisma, so really popular. Then Alexis Little Feather, who's a very veteran. I mean, she'll be what's the word I'm looking for here? She's a veteran president. She's fine. Like she's fine on the other card doing stuff. Showstoppers, Pinky Perez, Hellcat Hernandez, who's psychology 82, good star quality, another big part of the roster. Everybody else you've already seen. Ring Generals, Juana Hurricane, I think, who just turned face. She getting her revenge. Yes, she just turned face. Good technical, good psych. Everything else is sort of like she might be. I mean, she might be somebody who will hopefully be able to do her stuff in the ring. Then we got Pamela Rojo, who's good in the ring, good charisma, good star quality, veteran, so yeah, good solid part of the roster. Then yeah, then if we go to the roster as it stands completely, we start with our major stars. So yeah, everybody who we just mentioned. Alina America is our QAW World Champion, and I think yeah, that's about it. And then after that, we got stars. So MMA, who basically like yeah, I mean, he's kind of Ronda Rousey, like you know, um, but yeah, good brawler, good technical, not the best respect, okay star quality, but a really strong heel. Fox Mexico, who's a backstage person, decent road agent. And then our well knowns. So we got Bossman Brayfield, who's a longtime manager, good charisma. Like he's not the best, but he's just sort of here. Like so, he's always here. Houston Handley, who's a homegrown hero, from the area, works with Teresa Perez as Tex-Mex. Good brawler, decent psych, okay star. Again, decent mid card and has still some room to grow. Tony Parisi, heel, good brawler, good psych, good star quality, but never going to be a star. And then Vinny Cruz, who's a manager. And again, like we don't have great managers. Like they're decent, but like they're not like they don't stand out, which honestly is probably a good thing. Recognizable again, like Little Feather, who we got one over. Alfonso Garcia, who's our um, announcer, and how good actually is he? Okay, yeah, 70's perfectly solid. Ashley Grover, who's also from Texas, um, you know, decent Texas, perfectly solid worker. Ava Anderson and Lily Snyder. I mean, you can tell who they're based on. Who they're basically the female versions of. Good technical wrestlers, good psychology, decent enough in the ring, really solid tag team. There you go. Erin Lawrence, she's a ref. Little Miss Perfect, young wrestler, current Shockwave champion, who's equivalent. That's basically our mid card title. Um, Only 25, decent star quality, decent in the ring, could be something. We'll see what she does. Rihanna Torres, also known as Poison Ivy. Oh right, I forgot she works. Hold on, I totally forgot she works on Mast. So there we go. And yeah, good technical wrestler, and that's pretty much about it. Millie the Minx, kind of a veteran, like you know, decent heel, decent undercard heel who can be a troublemaker, and that's about it. Raquel Alvarado, a veteran. Um, yeah, just a very good heel, good, decent brawler, good psychology in the ring, can really hold the mid card together. Then we got Teresa Perez, who's a younger wrestler, works with Houston Handley, and good flashy, good psychology. Not much, decent aerial, like not great, but pretty solid. And then we have our unimportance. So we got Becca Barton, who's better known as Emma Bitch, came back to basically older veteran, worked in the older days of women's wrestling. Wasn't that great, but is still solid stuff. And yeah, I mean she's an older veteran, so she's decent. But again, she's on the lower card for a reason. Coco Malloy, really recent graduate, decent in ring. Well, not decent in ring, but decent aerial, decent flashiness. But has to sort of I don't want to say work, but yeah, she has some high. She has some possible star quality, but that's about it. Darkness Cat, who again we went over. Felicia Luck, who we went over. Honey Badger, who we went over. Half of the tag champs. Izzy Quick, who's really just a newcomer. So I mean, honestly, she's just going to be eating a lot of jobs, but she does have lots of charisma. So we'll see if we can work on that. Marie Ponin, who's a young undercard worker, again, Rudo, kickboxer, half the tag champs. So we see what they. Modesty Parlor, who's again decent, again another young wrestler on the undercard, learning things, and Sona Sa, who also went over. So yeah, again, announcers is our announcer, our owner, and the former manager. Stabilize, of course, which is an important, like, this is sort of what, like, QAW is based on. So we got Ronin 3, which is sort of like the top heels. Foxy LaRue, Becca Barton, Tony Parisi with Vinny Cruz as the manager. Stormfront, which is the sort of more like only about like yeah, see they've been around since 2013. These guys have only been around 18 months. Basically, it's one Hurricane, like Cecily Bellwether, Shona Shaw. So I want to say like they're sort of like a secondary baby faces. Clenched Fist, yeah, they're just an alliance. Like we got the Anderson, Snyder, Felicia Luck, Calican Hernandez, like sort of like more of a tough guy, beatdown clan sort of thing. Furies, yeah, MMA, like basically it's MMA and then sort of her charges. And then the line, which is sort of like, feuding with Ronin 3 and are some top baby faces. So here's like some are more higher, like which I think sort of what they tend to do is the top card baby faces don't really have a stable, which we'll have to see whether we continue that or not. And then so if we look at our storylines, we got the feud between Ava Anderson Snyder versus Torres and Perez. We got Birth of the Furies. So yeah. Oh right, I forgot to look over how. Let's see here. All the other stables. So yeah, Clenched Fist are also about a year and a half. Furies just were formed a couple months ago, and the line is about 6 months old. So there you go. But yeah, storylines. We got Birth of the Furies, which involves our two top baby faces, MMA, and then so we'll see what happens with that. We got Holding the Line, which is of course the big feud versus Ronin 3 and the line. Perfection versus Modesty, which is just a feud for the Shockwave title. And we'll see how that goes, honestly. And then, of course, the Long Stormfront versus Clenched Fist, which is just two women badasses going after each other. So, and then again, titles just to make it clear: Queen of the Ring with last one by Leon America in 2019. Shockwave title won by Little Miss Perfect at December, at the last show. Tag team champions are Punin and Badger, and they won the titles back in September. And then world champion is Lena in America since November. So some really like recent title winners, which will be interesting to see how quickly we want to change those. And that's it. Let's see here. Backstage. Backstage is fine. Medical, Hall of Fame, house shows, finances, owner goals, production promises. Yeah. Actually, what we'll do here is, it will go a day or two just to see what owner goals we get, and then we'll skip to the first show. As this loads up. Gotta love loading. Okay, I think, yeah. I'll give it one more day because usually like they come in waves, so we'll just see. And yeah, we'll see what our goals are, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Yeah. So let's look at our goals. So what are our goals? I mean, we can probably do that in 2 years. No comedies and no powerhouses. Okay. I mean, that all works fine. And honestly, I'm going to keep it basically to the actual what's the word I'm looking for here? To like sort of the actual roster for now. Just because like bringing a whole bunch of new people will probably not be the best move. I'll obviously do because part of the fun is of being a booker in this game is adjusting things so you bring in all your people. But so what I'll do here is I'll be back in just a moment with the actual event. We'll go through the booking there and we'll see how things go. So see you in just a moment. All right, it's now time for QAW Starshow 2020. So first let's deal with any. Okay, so we just got Ava Anderson who just made things better backstage. Great. Okay, so main event. Champion is of course in America. So I think what we're going to do here is we're actually going to first set up MMA getting a title shot. So it's going to be MMA versus Danielle Sweetheart. Let's see, look at a stamina 67 and Danielle Sweetheart. We are looking at okay 81. So this can go 18. MMA goes over. Open match. Actually, a decisive win with submission finish. Like MMA just gets the win here because she's a great wrestler. And then we're also going to give. So let's work at our. Okay, so got our storylines. So let's actually do this as another title match just to see what happens here. Since this is the Shockwave title, I always maybe like the idea that like it's all 10-minute matches. And let's give a tainted flash pinfall win here. Obviously, this is not going to be our actual main event. And then we'll continue the big tag team feud we have, which is going to be Anderson Snyder. Wait, what is it? Hold on. Yeah, versus right. Okay, Torres versus Anderson and Snyder. And what we'll do is we'll actually give here in a solid 14-minute match, we'll give Old Pinky the win over Anderson. Open match, all out, decisive win, pinfall. And we'll set that up. Okay, that's better than that one. Then we got so we got our storyline. So this is still that. Birth of the Furies. Interesting as far as that goes, holding the line. So I think we can sort of do a tag match to continue this and then build up something with the other show. So what we're going to do here is tag teams, text match. And it's going to be taking on Payback Inc. This can go 11 minutes. And we're going to give Tony the win over Houston Hanley. Open match. Tainted win. Oh, not tainted, cheap win, but with a tainted win. Pinfall finish. And big win for the heels here. And this can go here. So, guys, the reason we're continuing storyline with that is what we're going to do is we are going to give Foxy her rematch for the title. That's going to be Daniel Sweetheart. No, it's going to be Lena America, sorry. Forget that Lena's the title. So, versus Foxy LaRue. And make sure there's nothing wrong with the stamina. 66. Foxy can go 69. So let's just say 17. Title match. And I'll double check like Roy Games here in a second. So America wins. Open match. Slow build. Decisive win. Pinfall. But there will be a distraction when Foxy LaRue gets distracted. Hold on. Always forget here. Yeah. It would be actually Grover, right? Okay. So actually Grover. And just like I think that should continue the storyline, but just in case. Where's advance? Yeah. So holding the line and best in the business. Then we got this. Honestly, since this just started, we'll have a fun little 6-man match. Just yeah. Well, no, because but we can do a tag match. So yeah, that can work well. So it's gonna be well. Yeah, no, we've had enough. We have enough tag matches. Oh wait, did I not actually? I'm a moron. I'm sorry, I did not actually book that last match. I'm a freaking moron. All right, so we got Alina America versus Foxy. Goes 18 minutes. Title, and it goes over. Open match. Slow build. Distraction. Foxy the Roo by Ashley Grover. Advance. Line and best in the business. There we go. And yeah, that's the top of the card. And yeah, we can do that. All right. We might have to adjust things slightly. There we go. Okay, so now since like what we'll do here is we'll actually give Hellcat a win against a member of front. So yeah, Hellcat goes over, not open, decisive win. And then we'll have an angle after that to sort of build things up. It can also be on our undercard. So stable wise, all right. So, I mean, storyline wise, I think that's basically everything caught up. Yeah. So now we can just have some fun. So who's left over? So we got our some Technicos, some Rudos. So let's go ahead and defend the tag titles. Let's see here. Who's X-Suite already booked? So the Rage and San Diego Girls. Problem is, yeah, we do not want. Well, we would have at least one recognizable person there. So I think we can go ahead and book this match on the undercard for the tag team championships. It'll go 12 minutes, give or take, and a win for Marie Poonen. Open match, decisive win, submission finish. And that can go here. And then outside of that, we got Wanna Hurricane, but we'll set something up for her. So we got four Tacticos, three Rudos in here. So actually, I actually like this idea is because Wana's in a match, but we can throw everybody else who's involved here in an opening four-way. Darkness Cat, Alicia Luck. Um, okay, Darkness Cat's a Technico. Alicia Luck's a heal, so we'll throw Raquel in there, and we'll throw Emma Rojo in there. It can go 10 minutes, and we'll give Luck the win, going over Darkness Cat. We'll have him go all out and have a decisive, quick flash pinfall win, and see if anybody's unhappy about that. Yes, all right. So we'll go ahead and keep old Pamela Strong, and see if she's still unhappy. No, she's not. Okay. So that'll open the show, and now let's throw in some um, angles. Um, so first thing is Hellcat continues beatdown, and then wanna make save, so that can go 4 minutes. Right, Hellcat fighting on entertainment, and Alexis, you're here. Okay, I want to split. So actually, unfortunately, we'll put the tag title match down here. There we go. So we'll have a Foxy the Rue promo to hype up her getting her chance to win the title back. So entertainment. And of course, also mention your friend and mine, Ashley Grover, just to continue that feud. All right, we got that. Do a quick angle where Little Miss Perfect runs away with Shockwave title. I do okay. Okay, so here, do this. See, I don't want to put these. I don't want to open. I mean, we could open up with the tag title match. But that sort of cuts out the reasoning for the four way. Honestly, yeah, I'm okay moving them down. And then okay, so four way tag match, singles match, tag match. And Snyder want a rematch. Two out of three falls. There we go. And love Pinky and Poison Lips. Her actual name. Where is it? I'm terrible. Marie. There we go. We'll have a quick promo backstage. We'll have MMA getting ready. I just realized MMA, MMA. Okay, good work, Adam. Good work, Adam. So we got MMA backstage with tag champs. They'll just be here, not actually going over. And then we'll have just mentioned Sweetheart and the world champion as well. So there you go. We'll have an Alina America promo title match. Let's just give her 6. And, ooh, whoa! I just went. I just how close I was to my limit. Okay, so probably have to mess with this a bit. All right. I mean, honestly, Kingdom Sweetheart does like she knows what she's doing. So yeah, we'll just do a MMA celebrates. MMA keeps hold on. Under defeat. And then we'll do a close choosing angle where Alina America and MMA face off. Go. Working out. Okay, so Eric. Okay, so Aaron Lawrence. Wait, do we only have? Okay, here. I didn't realize we only had one. Okay, so I'll just hire another manager. Pick the best option. There we go. Table Hall. Okay, I mean that makes sense for where we are. Well, yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and do. We'll just by chance, do we have a referee? We do. Hurrah! So let's throw you as many matches as we need to get people happy with the fact that there we go. Okay, so storytelling match. I think that can be that can honestly be Hellcat versus Alexis. I thought I marked this as steal the show. No, I didn't. Honestly, sure. You guys can try to steal the show since you're on the opening. All right. So what to say for the rest of the show? Yeah, Honey Badger being used too much. Oh, high spots. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, you guys can be high spots and steal the show. Honestly, you guys can be steal the show. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So we got Rage versus San Diego Girls opening things up for the tag titles. Four-way matches to basically get some people on the show. One was Perfect versus Monty Parlor for the Shockwave title. Tex-Mex versus Payback Inc. Hellcat Hernandez versus Lexi Lowfeather. Perez and Torres versus Anderson Snyder. MMA versus Daniel Sweetheart, basically for a title shot. And then our ending match. So let's get rolling with QAW American Wrestling Star Show 2020. We start out with 25. Okay, this is hilarious. Marie and Honey Badger have no chemistry as partners. Thank you, game. Great job. We got 476 people. Makes defense number 3 tag titles. 25 overall. Let's hear. Was there anything else? Inconsistency, spinal impact moves. Yeah, okay. And then our opener, which, okay, so we got Felicia Luck defeated Darkness Cat, Raquel Alvarado, and Pamela Rojo in 10:07. When Felicia Luck pinned Darkness Cat with a fast roll up. So, yeah, just a back and forth match. Felicia Luck gets a quick win. This gets a 28. Darkness Cat gets a 38. Felicia Luck gets a 13. Raquel Alvarado gets a 28. Pamela Rojo gets 27. Okay, didn't realize Luck was that on over. So, Rojo, totally okay. You didn't want to take the loss. Again, looking at the dirt sheet, let's see here. Yeah, just penalized for trying to go all out, which is fine. And then we have Little Miss Perfect defeating Moxie Parlor 9/11 by pinfall to handful tights again. Back and forth match, basically hitting like some sort of cheating maneuver, getting a quick roll up, putting her foot on the ropes to keep the Shockwave title with her first defense. As this gets a 31. They have great chemistry, which means we're going to do some rematches. Little Miss Perfect gets a 39. Moxie Parlor gets a 20. Fun stuff. Got the crowd hotter. 31 overall. We're moving on here. And then she runs away with Shockwave title. This gets a 40, despite only being 2 minutes. Good stuff. And then we have backstage promo, basically, Foxy LaRue, the former champion, saying she's going to take the title back. And Ashley Grover better not get involved in her business. And she's walking again out here as the QAW heavyweight champion. 71, good stuff. Foxy's good on the mic, so there we go. And then we have a Tex-Mex versus Payback Inc., where Payback Inc. defeats Tex-Mex in a big win here as Tony Parisi pins Houston Hanley, says we're using the ropes for leverage, but I imagine just like, using a chain, a chair shot, something nasty to get the win here, as this gets a 43. Teresa Perez gets a 44. Houston Hanley gets a 43. Tony Parisi gets a 45. Becca Barton gets a 34. Yeah, she's getting a little old, but good stuff here as Payback Inc. gets the win in a little over 11 minutes and get a heel win on the undercard here. And then we go backstage where MMA is backstage with the tag champs. Basically tells them like they could have done better, taking on 2 young girls like San Diego girls, but she's glad they get the match. And later tonight, she's going to take the number 1 contendership, and then she's going to walk in against whoever's champion and prove she's the top dog. She's the best woman in professional wrestling today. 50, not bad. Like, again, anything over our current overness is solid, but not like, she's a wrestler. Like she's an MMA fighter. Not a promo girl. And then we have Hellcat Hernandez versus Little Feather. 41. Again, this wasn't even open. This is basically just, Hernandez taking apart Alexis Lee. She probably gets some hope spots in, but in the long run, this is just Hellcat Hernandez getting strongly put over. This gets a 41. Hellcat Hernandez gets a 43. Alexis Lee still is 37, so she's like not totally useless or anything, but she'll be more in the tag division and on the undercard. And then, of course, Hellcat continues the beatdown, but Juana makes a save. This gets a 38. When her game was very poor, okay. But yeah, good stuff. Hernandez rolls out of the ring, holds her hands up as there's a stare down as we continue to build this matchup. And then, whoops, I thought I clicked next segment. Then again, we have a Latina America promo. Only 49, so not the best, but still solid stuff. As she, basically says she's going to prove, she deserves this title, and in front of the fans, she's going to keep this title around her waist. And god damn it. Then, okay. I have the worst luck with chemistry. I swear to God. So Torres and Perez have no chemistry. I don't care. In canon, they're a good tag team. Jesus Christ, game. Anyway, Perez and Torres get the win here. Back and forth match. Perez hits a few big moves and gets the win over Anderson. This gets a 46. Marin Torres gets a 36. Pinky Perez gets a 39. Lily gets a 46. Avi Anderson gets a 45. Anything else bad outside of the bad chemistry and spinal impact moves? Not really. And then basically we set up a rematch in a 2 out of 3 falls match at the next show, which gets us a 42. And then about that great wrestling and good heat, MMA gets the submission win over Danielle Sweetheart in 1805 by submission. I mentioned, it's a back and forth match, but in the end, MMA locks Sweetheart in the middle of the ring with some sort of rear naked choke or armbar, and Sweetheart has nowhere to go, and she has to tap out. As MMA gets the big win here at Starshow, that is gets a 56, MMA gets a 47, Danielle Sweetheart gets a 56. Good stuff. And then MMA keeps hold on just long enough until the ref says she's going to reverse the decision, and MMA, lets go of it and holds her hands up and holds her fist up in victory to the booing crowd here at the Playball Hall in beautiful Houston, Texas. And then we have our main event, which gets us a 53. Okay. And Lena LaRue have great chemistry. Good stuff. So per match, Latina America wins the match via submission. I'm going to make the decision it was by pinfall. I thought I put it in there, but anyway, Alicia Grover does distract Foxy, but that doesn't lead straight to the victory. Eventually, Foxy just gets beaten, as America is the top woman in the company right now, as she makes defense number 2 of her QAW World Championship. This gets a 53. Then it gets a 49. Foxy Luber gets a 53. And let's see here. Yeah, only inconsistency. Nothing else. So then we have a stare down as the announcers put over. This will be a big world title match at our next show, as this gets a 51. Let's do a bit of pre-booking, just so I don't forget it. So, pre-book match for the World Championship, it's going to be Latina America versus MMA for the QAW World Championship. And basically, the only match that's for sure being set up has been Perez and Torres versus Anderson and Snyder. Yes. In a... Well, I'll just have to make a 2 out of 3 falls match. Yeah, no other matches are really purely set up. Obviously, probably something with Fox Theory and Ashley Grover, but we'll just have to see from there. So overall, this show got us a 55, so increased our popularity. Make a speech. So, hey, Foxy, you're great. Honestly, who else impressed me? Darkness Cat actually did a good job, so, I didn't realize she was going to be a 38. And, honestly, Alexis. So we'll see if there's any interesting stuff from the email. We'll check out our storylines, and I think that'll be a good opening video. As this loads up. Okay, so, there's some production changes, some offers, some booking But yeah, nothing that else important. So let's see here. First, where is yeah, good stuff. So if we look at storylines, Best in the Business at a 38, Birth of the Furies at a 46, Holding Lines at a 45, Person Modesty at a 21, and Stormfront versus Clenchfest is at a 36. So good stuff. Let's see here. Anything else I care about you guys to show? Creative, yeah, still just Alina America. And ooh, Daniel Sweeter actually fell off. That's interesting. I guess losing? Did she lose that much overness from let me see here. Let's see here, Danielle. Okay, so for in the Midwest, Mid South, she was at a I mean she only lost 2 points of overness. And MMA, let's see here. She was at a 31 now, and she gained. Okay, I mean that's really worth it. Gaining 5, losing 3. In America's at a 34. So there we go. Fun stuff. So I think this has been a fun start of the show. Um, what I'll do, like, yeah, I think this is a good start, and I enjoy running Queens of American Wrestling just because, like, you can do gimmicks, you can do storylines, but it's also wrestling, but it is women's wrestling, and it's a good mix. Like, that's not like all the way like just pure like spot fest, and it's also just like not pure like storylines. Because like for my storyline goofiness, I have WCW, and in theory, I also have ROH. But that is it for now. So next show will be San Antonio Invasion. But that's it for now. If you enjoyed this, go and give it a like, comment below what you're enjoying and not enjoying, and of course subscribe to the channel for plenty of TEW 2020 content, especially this month. But that's all for now. So talk to you later, and adios. Have a good one.